Confessions 2. It had been my mother's custom in Africa to take meal cakes and bread and wine to the shrines of the saints on their memorial days, but the doorkeeper would not allow her to do this in Milan. When she learned that the bishop had forbidden it, she accepted his ruling with such pious submission that I was surprised to see how willingly she condemned her own practice rather than dispute his command. For her heart was not beset by a craving for wine, nor did the love of it goad her into hatred of the truth, as happens with so many men and women who are as disgusted to hear the praises of sobriety as drunkards to be offered water with their wine. She used to bring her basket full of the customary offerings of food, intending to taste a little and give the rest away. For herself, she never poured more than a small cupful of wine, watered to suit her sober palate, and she drank only as much of it as was needed to do honor to the dead. If there were many shrines to be honored in this way, she carried the same cup around with her to each one and shared its contents, by now well watered and quite lukewarm, with any of her friends who were present, allowing each to take only the smallest sip. For her purpose was to perform an act of piety, not to seek pleasure for herself. But she willingly ceased this custom when she found that this great preacher, this holy bishop, had forbidden such ceremonies even to those who performed them with sobriety, both for fear that to some they might be occasions for drunkenness, and also because they bore so close a resemblance to the superstitious rites which the pagans held in honor of their dead. Instead of a basket full of the fruits of the earth, she learned to bring to the shrines of the martyrs a heart full of prayers far purer than any of these gifts. In this way, she was able to give what she could to the poor, and the communion of the Lord's body was celebrated at the shrines of the saints who had given their lives and earned the crown of martyrdom by following the example of his passion. Yet it seems to me that my mother probably would not have given up this habit so readily if the prohibition had come from another whom she loved less dearly than Ambrose. My heart lies open before you, O Lord my God, and this is what I believe. Because he could show me the way of salvation, she was greatly devoted to Ambrose, and his heart too had warmed to her for her truly pious way of life, her zeal in good works, and her regular church-going. Often when he saw me, he would break out in praise of her, congratulating me on having such a mother. But he little knew what sort of a son she had, one who doubted all these things and was convinced that man could not find the road leading to life.